my dear brothers and sisters from all over the world. As I am speaking before the global audience, and it is coming to you through YouTube channel, World Today channel. I am sure your friends may also be motivated by you to observe my views so that the global issues are solved as soon as possible. Today's topic for my presentation is alternate energy or renewable energy. As we have been using for the past about 500 years, the conventional energy which is coming through thermal power plants. It's a proven technique. The problem is that it causes pollution, and that because natural resources are scarce, our coal or diesel are scarce materials, and one day it won't be there with us. So we must find alternative sources of energy. For this matter, briefly we'll discuss about 7 or 8 types of alternative systems of producing energy, so that the energy requirements are met without any delay and that it is available to the public at a cheaper cost. For example, we have solar energy. Our sun god has given us blessings that we can use this energy in any way we like. So we store this energy and then we are using for many purposes. The only issue is that the equipment which are required are very expensive. But researches are going on. A time will come when it will be very much inexpensive, and everybody would like to have the solar power wherever sunlight is easily available. In many countries, out of 200 countries, there are about 150 countries where sunlight is available. So we can use that energy. The other energy is the hydropower. Wherever there are hilly areas, there is plenty of water coming from a hill to down in the river. It is possible to produce hydropower. India has a big potential, China has a big potential. Most of the countries have big potential for hydropower. Technologies are being developed. Courses have been designed at the bachelor's and master's level in hydropower engineering. So it is very easy for the governments to have hydropower plants and produce such energy. In India, we have about 10 estates which are hilly estates, right from Jammu and Kashmir to Himachal Pradesh, to Uttarakhand, to Assam, to Sikkim, to Arunachal, to Manipur, Mizoram, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Tripura, etc. So there is a big potential and efforts are being made. The investors must go there. We have seen that many investors have come and got the license, and then they are trying to ensure that their shares are going high, but they are not going to really commission the plants. They must do it. Another form of energy is the wind power. Wherever wind is available at a high speed, we can produce wind power, and that is a very good source. There are big farms, there are plenty of land available everywhere. So such windmills are to be established so that we can produce wind power, and then we can help the farmers and others to also use this cheap electricity. Friends, we would also like to discuss about the biofuels. Through planting new types of trees like jatropha and karanja are the two plants which are to be planted, and then the seeds which are coming. If you do the processing of seeds, the biodiesel will come, and it can be used for having the tractors and diesel vehicles. It is quite possible to do it. It is less polluting also that way. So that is one source of energy. The other source of energy is the geothermal energy. Below our earth, there are enough gases and heated atmosphere. So by extracting that energy, we can use that energy for geothermal energy. It is quite possible to use that, and it is going to help everybody, especially the governments, in a very good manner. We have other forms of energy, like we can have from waste to energy system. We have garbage everywhere. So there are technologies where garbage can be converted into energy. It is very much possible to do that, and once we do it, it is going to help the society in a very big manner. That way, what is required to be done? First, we have to have a trained manpower. Supposing we have the solar energy, equipment are bought and kept, and there is no competent cadre of experts, or there are no skilled persons to maintain those plants, then there is no use doing it. So skilling is also essential. We cannot see solar energy or any alternative source of energy in isolation. We have to have experts, skilled persons, and only then our plant can be implemented. The way in conventional energy also, there was a time where there was no manpower, but we started teaching electrical energy, electrical engineering, and then they knew how to manage thermal power plants. When about 40 years ago, we thought the thermal power plants are polluting. Then we started researching as to how to depollute the thermal power plants, and whatever pollution is coming, how to manage it. So that way it has been possible to do it. You may be pleased to know, when the oil refineries were there, about 60 years ago, whatever gas was coming, and once it used to reach the atmosphere, it used to get burnt. So 24 hours it was burning. When we were about 4 or 5 years of age, we used to see that something is burning in all the oil refineries. But it was diagnosed that we have to do something, and scientists research that is nothing but a gas, a cooking gas. Once you get it packed in the cylinders, it will become a cooking gas. So cooking gas was invented that way only. It is a byproduct. So we have to understand that sometimes byproducts can also be main products. So byproduct of oil refineries, which is also a source of energy that way. So oil refineries had diesel and petrol and kerosene as the main product, but their byproduct became this cooking gas. That way it is quite possible to have a trained manpower, the required infrastructure, the investments, and the manufacturing facility as well as the maintenance facility. Only then it will be possible to do it. Last is the nuclear energy, which has come to stay. It is one of the very good source of energy. We have to just be careful about the nuclear wastes, radioactive wastes, and technologies are there to manage it. The way we manage the harmful, toxic and hazardous waste, we will be able to manage the waste of nuclear power plants also. And nuclear energy is the energy of the future. So that way, nobody should get worried that these thermal power plants will be there just to pollute, or a time will come when natural resources will be over and exhausted. How shall we survive? No, there are many ways, but it is high time. Now is the time to think and go ahead. Not that we'll think that once it is finished, once thermal power plants will not be there, then we'll think of this. We must change over from thermal power plants, other conventional forms of energy, to the alternative and renewable source of energy. With these words, I thank you again for your patient hearing, and next day we'll have some other topic.